most of the European banks that failed the ECB stress test have been let off for good behavior. 25 banks were found with a capital shortfall. Of those, only 8 lenders haven't plugged their capital gaps or satisfied the ECB with their plans to shrink. Earlier on Bloomberg Television, we talked with former ECB President Jean-Claude Trichet. In New York and New Jersey are not grounded in science. In New York, anyone traveling from West Africa who's been exposed to Ebola faces a mandatory 21-day quarantine at home. Meanwhile, in New Jersey, a nurse who worked with Ebola patients in Africa has now been quarantined at a hospital. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie defended this policy. 30 minutes away from the start of trade, I want to count you down to the open with the top 10 headlines that are hitting our radar before the bell today. Market reporters Olivia Stearns and Matt Miller joining me on this Monday morning. Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Number 10, Toyota said global sales up.
Toyota now making, what, 7.6 million cars in the first 9 months. Volkswagen, 7.4 million. Actually, GM's right behind them at 7.3 position very, very easily. So they're going to continue ramping up these car production.
It's the SUV that's done well for Toyota right here, right? The RAV4, is that right?
The RAV4? Has that been popular? No, the Highlander probably is much more popular than the RAV4. I'm not sure. I hope the RAV4 is not their bestseller. Obviously, the Camry is a massive, massive success.
Camry,
the number one car in America.
It is the number one car. Okay, number 9 is Saab, already reaping the benefits of a renewed.
Griffin is the Swedish way of saying Griffin, which is that thing that like sits on the corner of a building, you know?
A lion with wings.
Right. So
this was kind of a comeback for Saab, wasn't it? Because they got rejected.
Had bailed on them.
And Saab isn't selling any more cars, right?
No, this is a totally different country. A totally different company.
Yes.
Saab
now re-signed them.
Okay, more on Brazil. Some are calling for President Dilma Rousseff to quickly appoint a new finance minister from outsider party.
Not only in Brazil, right? In a lot of Latin American countries.
And the idea is a lot of these people have seen their quality of life, their living standards materially improve under Rousseff. And if Rousseff is saying if you elect the opposition, that's going to change, that's a compelling argument.
It is indeed. So we'll have to see. Right now, the markets, and the markets are giving her a big thumbs down.
Investors are cheering against Rousseff, but
page saying like I'm going to dust my hands off of things like search and engineering and Android. I'm leaving that for this guy because I want to work on Google Glass and I want to work on self-driving cars and I want to do all the fun stuff.
I want to work on yachts
he's the freaking
at the
CEO.
Cannes Film Festival.
Sundar,
by the way, is only 42, so this is an incredibly young company. I mean, think about it. If you had on this coast, you don't have
change, and it is Larry Page giving off a big chunk of the business to his deputy. Okay, number 6, billionaire and new Clippers owner Steve Ballmer is
$1 tax benefit. He doesn't care. He wanted to buy the Clippers, and he's super psyched about being a basketball team owner. It doesn't matter.
Very wealthy people to sort of indulge their passions.
Thank goodness for those very wealthy people.
I would agree with you. Ego is a big part of this, right? I mean, one of the biggest questions CEOs have after they leave is, what's my next act? How do I stay in the game? So Ballmer is literally in the game here. This is why we're talking about him.
It's also probably fun.
And it's fun.
It's probably a lot of fun.
You get free tickets for life. Okay, coming up, how Build-A-Bear is faring as we head into down to the opening bell. We are now halfway through, and that means it's time for our deep dive at number 5. It's Build-A-Bear, the retailer reporting earnings this past. In the loop, let's get back to bringing you the most important stories you need to know before the opening bell. Matt Miller and Olivia Stearns joining me, guys. Number 4. This is a story that Olivia spoke and get her Advil or, you know, I mean, okay.
Please.
But definitely not cigarettes anymore.
No, definitely nor do I have not
So
smoked
where do you
since
buy
college.
your cigarettes? Okay.
So moving on back to the story, offer them loyalty programs and discounts. So they want to use this thing called currency that goes from debit accounts rather than the credit card company.
Currency, okay.
Currency,
I love this.
That's the rival system.
That is a rival system. I love this story, though, number 3. In response to all the minimum wage.
Yes, Matt Miller. People like Matt Miller in the media are sticky users, very active users. A lot of people also want to see the number of people.
Because we're in the business of information, of course. But why would as I've been saying before, why would your parents or or someone who's
My mom's on Twitter.
Well, so they might want to know
because of you. A huge number of eyeballs at one time for more than just the World Cup, a sporting event. Okay, as we near the opening bell, Bloomberg Television is on the markets. Let's get a quick check on where futures have settled right ahead
with Pasci di Siena.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would we confuse that? I don't know.
Some people mispronounce it. Like Porsche.
I think, though, the big issue, right, is that is whether this is going to get capital flowing again. What the ECB has been trying to do. So hopefully, this is going to be one further
twofold.
step.
Also, they want to inspire consolidation in the industry, and that's the other thing that'll happen.
Well, it sounds like it will. Okay, as stocks start trading, I want to bring in David Joy, the chief market strategist at Ameriprise Financial, who says, looking ahead to this week's Fed meeting, that the QE program, of course, will be ending, and that the recent decline in stocks is over. So it doesn't sound like, David, that you believe any of the selling we've had in the last several weeks is going to deter the Fed at all.
No, I don't think so. I think the Fed's on a path to
holiday of Bloomberg News. And that does it for today on In the Loop. Tomorrow, the view from the top CEOs from the housing, auto, and hotel industries on the American consumer. We're going to be speaking with the CEO of Hovnanian about the luxury homes market.